Hit the button again. It's working. Hello and welcome to Demon Interviews, episode 117. I'm your host, Springy, and joining us today is our very special guest.
Hi, I'm Tyga.
Welcome to the show. So first of all, how are you doing today?
I'm good, thank you.
Well, that's awesome to hear. Okay. Sorry, the number finally started ticking, so hopefully all that was in there. If not, blah blah blah, 117. You know me.
Yeah.
Say your name again, just in case.
Tyga.
And okay, just covering all the bases in case it didn't work.
All the bases, yeah.
So, so the next question is going to be okay, that was weird. Sorry. So the next the whole computer is not pleased with me right now. I feel like I'm off or something. Okay, I have like 3 fans pointing at it now. Have you ever been interviewed like this before?
Yeah, only once before. And it
Awesome.
was like literally not that long ago, so it was pretty cool that you came up.
Awesome. Well, before we continue on, because as of this recording, we have not recorded the special Ruby thing yet, but
Yeah.
it will be out by now because your episode will come out like the second week of January or
Mhm.
3rd. So if you recognize this lovely person, that is why. Just go watch that. Uh, shameless plug. But now, to actually continue on to the rest of this lovely interview, uh, would you rather eat Cheetos or go on a hike?
Eat Cheetos. I'm not an active person.
I understand that completely. So, is there any new cosplays you're able to tell us about that you're planning on doing that you're able to tell us about without me giving you a small fee of $5?
Yeah, I have Mercy in the background hanging up. She's probably a bit hard to see, but I'm working on Mercy from Overwatch, and I'm dying inside. It's so hard.
Oh, I understand that. But so the next question, like you said before, you at least go by online, Taiga. Is that your actual name, or like I'm not
Uh,
asking for your actual name. I'm wondering if it is, just because it's
no. It's
okay. Then why did you pick that as the internet name?
it's from one of my favorite animes, Toradora, Taiga Isaka. She's one of my favorite anime characters, and one day I will cosplay her. I just haven't had the chance to yet.
Mm-hmm. Makes sense. Makes sense. Um, so the next question is, what is the hardest thing about getting into one of your cosplays?
It just takes time. Like it could be something small or it could be something complicated, and it's just a big effort and a big lot of time from the makeup to getting into the costume to the wig. It's just very time consuming.
That okay. New words. That is very awesome to hear, and I actually do understand that. But I swear I know more than like 3 words. Um, so now it's the stereotypical YouTube thing of don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, hit that bell icon. If you have any questions for our lovely guest, put them in the comment section below, and if we ever get them back onto the show, then we'll ask them your questions. And if you want to follow this lovely person, all of their social medias, or at least a way to get to all their social medias, will be in the description below. Okay. Huh. Um. So the next question is kind of like a 3 question, but
Yeah.
the first one is coming from a past guest, a Mr. Zoom underscore 2028. Um, bacon question mark.
Yes.
Awesome.
just
Well,
just yes.
awesome. Well, the next question is also coming from the same past guest. It's an even longer question. Like, wow, it's much longer. Um, peanut butter question mark.
Definitely yes. Big fan of peanut butter.
Awesome. Well, the next question is kind of one we just kind of combine the two, which is bacon and peanut butter question mark.
Okay, now you lost me. It's a bit weird.
True. Um, something that we've talked about on the show about that combination would be peanut butter cookies with bacon bits on them or in them. That's a solution to that,
I
maybe.
I don't know. I feel like the only thing close to that I've ever had is like chocolate bacon, which was very weird. So I'm not sure.
Makes sense. Well, so have you ever gone to any conventions before?
Oh yes, I love conventions.
Awesome. So now we're gonna kind of the convention section of the show. It's just like 3 questions. Um, how many cons have you gone to before?
Countless. I think usually here in Australia we have maybe 4 or 5 a year. So I tend to try and go to those, and I've been going since about like 2013. So you can do that math because I'm not going to. But yeah, it's a lot.
Well, that is a lot.
Yeah.
Now I'm doing the math because now I feel like I have. That's 21, I believe, if I did my math correctly. But as we both know, my math is sometimes wrong. Um, but yeah, but that is a lot. Um, so now the next question is, well, because of the current epidemic, we can't really
Yeah.
go to cons right now. But are there any cons that you're hoping to attend to in the near future if it's safe?
Um, Things have been pretty safe around me, like locally lately. And I think we're supposed to still have a con on in December, though I'm a bit wary on how it's going to go. But if not, I hope next year is like a clean slate for cons because I really miss them.
Yeah, makes sense. Um, uh, and well, by the time this comes out, we'll know if the December one
Yeah,
worked out or
if
not.
that's true.
We'll put an update in the description of if it worked out or not. Um, um, so the next question is your favorite convention memory.
um, it's gonna be probably cheesy, but meeting the Ruby girls at Rooster Teeth in Sydney, because RTX was probably one of my favorite cons, and I'm so sad that they're not doing them anymore. But I really loved meeting all of them. They're so lovely.
Well, that is awesome to hear. Uh, so now don't the con section of the questionnaire. Um, so the next question is coming from a one of our fans on Instagram. Hopefully, they're still our fan. Ah, notifications in my ear. Um, uh, no, that's not it. What is what is one thing you regret doing on camera? I don't know why I'm stuttering.
I don't know. I have a TikTok, so it's probably any of those videos from back in 2016, 17. But real talk, I'm not sure. I'm pretty careless and like I don't care if I do something that's embarrassing because if I'm having fun, it doesn't matter.
Oh, I like 100%. I 100% agree with that. I
Yeah.
I agree so much. It's almost 200%. See, I can do simple math. But uh, yeah, I completely understand that. Um, so the next question is coming from my past guest, a Shannon Carruthers. You're going to be the star of a movie. Who would you want your co-star to be, and what genre of movie would it be?
Okay, so I've thought about this before. I would want it to be Ashley Johnson from like The Last of Us and other like TV shows and stuff. And I would definitely want it to be a horror movie because I love horror movies.
Awesome. That is amazing and awesome to hear. I'm combining my 2 sentences that I do actually feel, but I keep on saying them. Um, I do actually feel this way. I'm not just like, mm-hmm. I swear I do feel these things. It's just the only 2 words in my head. So the next question is very serious, very long-winded. No, bad Siri. This is what happens when I use my phone for the questions. Um, would you keep a pet zombie or would you kill it?
Well, I don't know. The empath in me wouldn't want to kill it, but I also wouldn't want to keep it as a pet. That would be terrifying. Is there an option to set it free?
I
Let
mean,
it kill someone else?
I mean, you could. I mean, I'm not saying you can't. I mean, all of our questions are very open-ended. I mean, you can choose, you can run through the wall and call that door C. I don't. That's that's a fine answer for me. So, who is your biggest cosplay inspiration?
Um, there's a lot. I'm a big fan of Casey from Labernac cosplays. I really admire Jessica Negri as well. Yeah, I feel like just a lot of powerful, like talented cosplayers, I think I really look up to.
Huh?
Sorry, the
Well,
sun is like rising.
oh, it's fine. It's giving you a heavenly glow. So, the next question is, what is one thing you want people to know about the characters that you cosplay as?
um that's a very good question. For a long running while, they were all blonde with blue eyes, which was very strange. But now I seem to have branched out. Oh, I don't know, but I do. I feel like I tend to cosplay from Ruby a lot more, which is where a lot of my followers know my cosplays are from. So yeah, it'd probably be Ruby based.
Awesome. Well, uh, do try to make sure I don't repeat questions here. How are you and some of the characters you cosplay as alike, and how are you different?
Um, it's gonna real deep in here for a sec. I feel like with Blake, especially from Ruby, she has definitely like attachment problems and um trust issues with people, and I feel like I really admire that she works on that in the later seasons.
Mhm.
Whereas although I have not cosplayed her for a while, I do really enjoy cosplaying Yang as well. Because both her and I suffer from PTSD, so I feel like it's really nice to relate to a character who's as strong as she is.
Well, that is, I've got to say, good to hear, but um, that it's good you're able to relate to
Yeah,
certain
yeah.
characters. There we go. See, I found the wording. I can find it. Uh, so, did you ever create any cosplays just because somebody suggested them to you?
Oh yeah. There have been a lot of like cosplays I've done just because someone's like, "Hey, you should do this," and I'm like, "Yeah, yeah, maybe I will." Um, One of them being Maid Blake, which I'm jumping into after this. So by the time this goes up, she will be all out. My girlfriend suggested just like, oh, just do something cute and easy for Halloween. Like, don't go overboard. And I'm like, yeah, okay. And I went and found like fan art of like the Maid Ruby girls, and I was like, easy. I'll just do that.
Well, that well, by the time this comes out, everybody can just go and see that because it
Yeah,
will be
yeah.
about 4 months old. But but you definitely go see it. Definitely give that some love. And if you do go see it, make sure you say that Demon Interview sent you. Hopefully, uh, hopefully we see that it does actually help. So the next ad. Okay, so for the content that you do create, um, uh, is it the ones that you enjoyed making the most that get the most attention, or is it the ones that surprise you?
I feel like it's not surprising. It's a bit of both. I think it's a bit disheartening when I work really hard on something and it doesn't do as well because it's not Ruby related. But at the end of the day, when I do something that's different and also Ruby related, it does really, really well. And I think I really like that. I found my sort of niche and people want me to stick to it, which is nice because I can still branch out, but it's nice to go back to something I know.
Yeah, but I know I keep on saying this. I swear I mean every word I'm saying. But that is A, awesome, and B, I do actually understand that. I'm
Yeah.
known for...
I feel like as a content creator, it's very common to be a bit upset when you work really hard on something and it doesn't do as well as something that you quickly threw together or that was a lot simpler to make.
Yeah, exactly. So, kind of getting on a little bit more of a light tone, what is the best compliment you've received?
Ooh, I don't know. I feel like it's always really nice to hear that I'm someone's like canon look for a character. I think that's always really nice. It definitely hits different when it's someone younger too. I had a little like 13-year-old girl dressed as Ruby come up to me and say like, "Oh, you're so cute as Blake," and I swear I just nearly died inside. It was so cute.
Well, okay. Finding new words. Hold on. And I need a thesaurus. Hold on. Okay, that is very cool to hear. There we go. It's not even a word either. Um, so, I believe... Actually, yeah, there's about 2 more questions before we can... that are on my little listy do. Wow, that's bright. You can't even see the list. I swear, there's a list here. I'm not just randomly looking at like
No,
Pokemon
you're
or
just
something.
like reading off a blank screen.
I'm seeing things again. Um, but the next question is, who from, from TikTok or from Instagram or something like that, would you like to do an in real life collaboration with?
Oh, probably any of my American friends, especially because like by the time this comes out, the Ruby video will be posted. All of the girls from that I've never met in real life, and I would absolutely adore to collab with them and meet up with them. And hopefully, after all this is over, I will be able to.
Well, I mean, with all the money you've saved from cons, I mean, then you can just move
Yeah,
here or something.
true.
Um, uh, that's the only good thing about the cons being closed. We can all save our money. Um, but the final question on the listy do here. Then we have more. Um, who is your favorite character to cos? Who is your favorite character to cosplay as?
I bet you can't guess.
Uh,
It's definitely I feel like the one I've done the most is probably Blake or Weiss. I feel like I have done a lot of Weiss. But once Mercy is completed, I feel like she's gonna just overtake everyone because I'm very, very excited.
she will just fly right over the rest of them.
Yeah, exactly.
Uh, well, that is awesome. That's all the questions on my little list there. So now we're going to go into the final 4 questions. This looks like 8, but it's only 4.
Yeah.
4 twice. So the first one is, do you have any questions for me as an individual or about the show in general?
What inspired you to start all of this?
All right, sit down, get comfortable for a second. So what inspired me to make the show is that I wanted to. I saw that one of our co-hosts now made a show just for higher up cosplayers and stuff like that. And at the time, we were mainly just doing people who are like OC creators because like there's nobody who's interviewing them. And then I realized like his show doesn't come out as fast as ours, so I wanted to get out. I wanted to get at anybody who I saw who deserved the help, even if they don't actually need it, but just anyone who seems like that, just like a little boost in either, because like this can also give like a boost of confidence, a boost of like just
Yeah.
anything, or like even like just like 2 more followers. I mean, like that's our goal. It's just to help people just get bigger, like to where they deserve. Right? But yeah, that's the main goal and main reason why we started this. And I say we, even though you only see one person, because usually there's more than one. Um, as of late, there hasn't been, but that's fine. But yeah, that's about it. Do you have anything else that you'd like to ask?
I don't think so.
Awesome. Well, now we'll get into the final 3 questions. I promise I'm not gonna say it every single time. Um, First of all, technically, timeline wise, this is your second time on, even
Yeah.
though
This is the first.
technically, technically. Um, but would you ever like to come back onto the show?
Oh, definitely. Yeah.
Awesome. Well, good, because you already have you planned for something else. So we haven't recorded that yet. So it's a weird
Yeah.
like we haven't recorded it, but also technically the second time on. It's very very weird. Um, but the next question is, who would you like to see on the show in the future?
Um, I'm not sure. I feel like anyone that you find like creatively inspiring would be really good for this show because you're really nice and the questions are pretty fun and chill. So yeah, anyone who's like relatively like not massive, but like maybe
Yeah,
small and needs to get their creativity and their projects out there, I think that would be really good.
awesome. And as okay, people might have saw the other one first, so we can say now that any questions that I gave to Blake, I gave you beforehand, and you said they were okay.
Yeah,
Make,
fair, fine.
making sure everybody knows that they were cleared
Yeah,
before we said
they're
so.
really good.
They're all cleared. They're fine. No, they all know the questions beforehand. Okay. Um, okay, just want to get that out there. So the final question for today is going to be: do you have any questions for a future guest?
Um, I'm gonna be a real cheese lord for a second and say like, just quickly, is it all content creators or just cosplayers or
Um,
like,
you you saw the questions from past guests. They can
yeah.
be literally a word and a question mark. They can be deep. They can just take it where you wish to take it.
Um, hmm. What would be the one thing that inspired you to do what you do right now? Hit it with the real deep.
Awesome. We'll write that down and use it in the future. So, thank you so much for being on the show, both the first time and the second time,
And the same
uh,
time, yeah.
just at the same time. But thank you so much for being on the show. I do highly
Thank
appreciate it.
you.
Uh, and don't forget, everybody watching, that if you want to follow this lovely person, all their stuff will be in the description below, or at least a way to get to all of their stuff in the description below. Uh, and yeah, I hope you all enjoyed, and at least I will see you in the next video.